News.
Now, victims of child grooming in Rotherham have told BBC Look North that South Yorkshire Police still has more to do to save children from sex abuse.
Mark Ansell has been speaking to survivors and their families at an art therapy group on the outskirts of the town.
The darkest of experiences captured on canvas. At this art group in Swinton Lock, survivors of child sex abuse have the space to express themselves, including Jessica, not her real name, who was groomed from the age of 14 and suffered years of violent abuse.
It's been massive support for me to actually meet other people. I didn't feel alone in it. You know, we've been able to talk about his experiences, and we've actually developed friendships that are going to, you know, last a lifetime. It's just helped me move forward so much in my life.
Are you making these for? One of the biggest things you notice in CSE is the family breakdown, and that's what the perpetrators do. They isolate the victim, so they've got nobody to confide and trust in. And these groups are all about building families back together and getting the children to build them bridges back with the parents.
The author of today's report, Professor John Drew, visited this group several times during his investigations to hear the stories of victims and their families, like Sally, whose daughter was sexually abused from the age of 11 and says they were failed by the police.
But where to track girls, it were like they were lying. They didn't believe them. They were trouble causers. Or they were choosing them paths to go down in their lives, and they weren't. They were being groomed and brainwashed.
The criticisms of South Yorkshire Police in today's report have come as no surprise.
You know, if they would have acted on people like myself, so many children wouldn't have been abused. And I think we've realised that now. I think a lot of people have recognised that mistakes were made. They blamed me, treated me as his equal, as his mistress. They never saw me as a victim and they never treated me like one.
I do think South Yorkshire Police has got a lot of work still to do, and I think the best people they need to work with is come maybe to one of these groups and sit and listen to these people's stories, and then they're the best people to advise on where they've gone wrong and what they can do to put that right.
While today's findings are the latest in a long line of reports into grooming in Rotherham, the vital work of supporting victims continues. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Swinton Lock in Rotherham.